and welcome to a very special episode of Todd Talk. Because when Todd talks, people listen. Hopefully. So, as you see, I now have an official logo for my show. I'd like to thank my friend Josh from the outerhaven.net, which is a site I actually work for making this very cool logo art. Also, my good friend Yashira Lynn Ames, who actually made the 8-bit version of myself that you made, that you see. Sorry, I'm still in awe of the art. Um, so thank you for that. And we even have music that might be cycling through. So give it some time. Uh, so today in Pokemon gear and a faded Nightwing logo shirt, I am here to talk to you about Death Battle Season 4, Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake. The reaction, I was right! Yeah, baby! Already kicking off the season. Well, because I picked Lara Croft, much to some haters. Some haters, I got like 5 downvotes on that preview video I did for Laura versus Nathan, and I'm pretty sure they were all Uncharted fans. Just saying. So yeah, Laura beat Nathan and beat him quite hilariously, I might add. And I picked a lot of the stuff that even Death Battle noted was the reason Laura had the edge. She was technically stronger, which is actually one of the things I didn't calculate because I don't do the math. But the fact that she can push 27 tons is awe-inspiring. Um, then there's the she has better survival skills, which I called. She's endured a lot more, which I called. I told you that pain threshold thing was going to be something special, and I was right. Also, she has had formal combat training, whereas Nathan has not. And like I said, Nathan runs on luck. I'm sorry, he does. And while you could say that Laura, especially in the early games, kind of had the similar thing, with Uncharted, listen to the last Death Battle cast, and like literally the last one they just had at the time of recording, and they talk about how Nathan really does run on luck because there's so many times where he should have died, should have, had a fatal wound or a fatal injury, and, luck isn't something you can calculate unless it's something you actually control. They gave a great example in that Death Battle cast about a Domino from X-Men. She can actually affect probability of what the likelihood is of something happening, like a gun jamming or making a perfect shot. That's her skill. Whereas for Nathan, luck is just something that happens to him. It's a mark of convenience and being able to react to said convenience, like where he's falling out the plane, the thing, the rope ladder just happens to appear, and he goes, "Oh, there's a rope ladder. Let me grab onto that." That's something he just reacts to. He's not gonna. He can't like say, "I need a rope ladder," and then it suddenly appears. That's not how it works. So, yeah. Now, as for the battle itself, I'm torn a little. It wasn't the best visually. Now, I'll give them props for, you know, getting these models of the characters. I thought Laura's looked really good. Nathan was a little 50-50. The voice acting was great. I really think they nailed it with the characters there. Also, the whole like cinematic experience, that was pretty cool. But it felt unfinished. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm still tired. Haven't slept the last few nights. Um, it just felt unfinished in that there were visual hiccups. I feel some of the voices didn't seem to sync up with the models as well. Like you'll notice, like Laura uh, had her mouth covered, and yet you could still hear her just fine. Same with Nathan. Um, mm, I mean, the point thing, and I again will cite the Death Battle cast. the visual battle is meant to just give you one way this battle could have ended. Okay, it means nothing. The real victor is decided in the breakdown and the research, whereas this is just a visual interpretation of how they see things possibly going in one scenario. Like this, they even said they wanted to have this be a treasure hunt, because this is who Nathan and Laura are. So, they had like, to give the Holy Grail. They're both after it. They're both trying to escape with it. Actually, that's not going to happen. So one of them has to die naturally. So, but we still expect a lot from these. And Torian is a great 3D animator, and so while a lot of this was great, I still feel it was unfinished and wasn't as polished as, like, say, Hulk Doomsday or Jack and Daxter Ratchet and Clank, which were very crisp battles through and through. Okay, let's talk about that ending. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either when I found out that Laura had blew up a helicopter with the climbing axe. And so when they were doing the I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit you, Nathan, kind of thing, that was pretty cool. And I couldn't resist doing the here's the windup and the pitch. I couldn't help but smile at that. Was it ridiculous? Of course it was ridiculous. But again, this is what Death Battle does. Boomstick himself, Chad James, has said he tries every single Death Battle to come up with an absolutely unique or ridiculous way to kill the opponent. Because if you just see them, like, say, get stabbed in the heart or shot, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, it does mean something, but it doesn't mean anything to you impact-wise outside of, oh my gosh, that person won, or oh my gosh, that person lost, and, so on and so forth. That's why they had, like, Rowan Orzora cut Urza Scarlet into 3. That's why they had Doomsday spiking Hulk all those times and then ripping his head off Scorpion style. It's why they did, Ryu doing his Shinku Hadouken, only for Scorpion to get up and then burn him to a cinder. It's the stuff you remember. And yeah, there have been some battles that have had very unmemorable deaths, but this wasn't one of them. Getting blown up from the helicopter blade piercing him in the heart. Yes, it's ridiculous, but in a way, it's kind of symbolic because Nathan had survived getting beat up by Laura, almost shot by Laura, almost shot with an arrow by Laura, survived a jump he should not have survived, and then got blown up in a helicopter out of scratch. Fell 100 feet out of scratch. He's like, oh, I'm doing pretty good right now. Oh, yeah. That kind of thing. So, yeah. Again, I know it's ridiculous, but it's what Death Battle is. And most importantly, I was right. 1-0 for Season 4. Love it. Love that hat. So, next up, in Death Battle. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Yeah, we got DuckTales, and it's Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight. Yeah, Shovel Knight. Yeah, him. That's Shovel Knight. Yeah. Who's Shovel Knight? Look him up. I assure you, he is worth your time. And this Death Battle just got so much more interesting. Not that Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales is absolutely amazing. Again, I'm a DuckTales fan myself. But putting him against Shovel Knight just adds a whole nother layer and adds, well, I'll just save it for my preview video. How about that? So, with that, I will end this 39th episode of Todd Talk. Be sure to let me know what you thought about Laura versus Nathan. What you thought about how it looked, how it ended. Let me know what your initial thoughts are about Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight. And let me know why you think they're waiting a month to debut this one. Because according to video they showed, it's not coming out until March 1st, which is a bummer because I want this one now. So, I guess I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening, and I will see you around. Woohoo!